The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, welcome to this webinar of automating the subscription management for a better customer experience. Before I go ahead, let me just outline the webinar logistics. Lines of all the participants will be muted throughout the session. I understand you might have a question or so please feel free to use the chat window to ask your questions, and I'll be trying to take most of the questions, if not all, by the end of the session in the Q&A in the Q&A section. My name is Ninad, and I'm the business development manager here at Inogic. Now, speaking of Inogic, we have been a leading service provider and an ISV for past more than a decade, and we have exclusive Dynamics 365 products. We are very much active in the Dynamics 365 community, and our blogs are not only popular but also appreciated by the community. We truly believe in the philosophy of one-click solution, which is basically building productivity apps that reduces multiple steps which otherwise a CRM user has to take. Now, as you can see on the slide, we have various applications on the offering. I would like to take a moment and very briefly describe some of them. Maplytics. Maplytics is certified for Microsoft Dynamics 365 and helps businesses around the world to plot, plan, visualize, and analyze Dynamics CRM data on a map. It offers seamless mapping services. Some of the key features include managing territories, route optimization, smart appointment planner, and many more. One of my favorite app from the bouquet is the Map My Relationships. Map My Relationship is a productivity control that provides mind map view of the Dynamics 365 CRM data on a form. It helps the users to visualize connections and relationships between entities or related records in a single view. Now, having said that, let's see today's agenda. I'll start with the market scope for subscription economy, then the need for the subscription management, the challenges with subscription and recurring billing management, some of the key features of our subscription and recurring billing management solution, and how you can manage and streamline your subscriptions and your recurring billing processes. We'll also see a quick yet effective live demonstration followed by the Q&A session. So let's start with the market scope. Now, the subscription business or the subscription economy has grown nearly 6x. Now, that's more than 435% over the last 9 years. And when the subscription economy grows, you also need to have a subscription management. Now, I'm a man of numbers, so for me the numbers are very, very critical. So let's look at some of the numbers that emphasizes the need for subscription management. The first one is almost 72% of the consumers want to pay for what only they use, and 64% of the consumers feel more connected with companies whom they have a direct subscription experience. And a staggering 75% believe that in future people will subscribe to more and more services. Great. So the need for the subscription management lies in the three areas. The one, reduction in the churn rates. We definitely don't want any of our customers to walk away once they have started utilizing our products, our services. Effective SaaS management, and of course, increased productivity with automation. Having said that, let's see what are the challenges that generally the organizations face while having subscriptions or while handling subscriptions, especially manually. So when you have a manual handling of all the subscriptions, billings, and invoices, it is really, really tedious process. Plus, if the entire process is manual, chances of a human error is very, very high. Managing customer churn during subscription renewals a big task. Very, very rarely, or in fact, I can be audacious to say there is no provision to handle the proration. And finally, handling the partner margins and the tax calculations. So how does our solution, the subscription and recurring billing management, and what key features of the subscription and recurring billing management are very, very critical when it comes to any SaaS-based company? The first one is the opportunity to invoice. Now, I'm extremely glad to inform that today we will be looking at opportunity to invoice in the live demonstration. But just imagine from the time an opportunity is entered in the CRM, getting converted into a quote, that getting translated into a subscription schedule, and then generating the invoices. And not only invoices, but also sending the reminders for the invoices. Now, that is what a seamless a process would sound like. Now, to do all this stuff, we do use a lot of schedules. And one of the most important schedules is the margin schedule. Now, this is especially important if the SaaS-based organization has a partner network or a reseller network. We also have a lot of revenue analysis using the SaaS metrics. Now, we have a consolidated view of matrices like the annual recurring revenue, the monthly recurring revenue, average revenue per user, the churn rate, and so on. Now, these metrics are extremely important for the top management of the organization to get a feel and the real holistic view of the businesses, and not just getting a view, but also basis on these numbers, the top management can also take a course correction decisions, and that's where the metrics are extremely important. We also support automated tax calculations. And the most, probably one of the most important schedule, the subscription schedule itself. It's an automated billing system for a very, very flexible billing cycle. And to support the subscription schedules, we also have various plans and pricing models. We have different plans, pricing models like flat fee per unit, tier, volume pricing, and stair step. You name it, and we have it. So, time for a very, very quick demo. Now, when we talk about a demo, let me just give you a heads up about what all things we will be covering in today's demo. We'll definitely start with the opportunities, the products, the plans. We'll convert an opportunity into a quote. We'll convert the quote into a subscription schedule. We'll generate the invoices, and then we'll send the reminders for those invoices that have been generated. Plus, I also have a couple of things in my mind, which is the partner margin, the reseller margin, or a couple of use cases, especially the most awaited one, which is the proration and the late fees. So I'm trying to cover the entire end-to-end sales life cycle. Let's move into a live demo. So let me open up my subscription and recurring billing management. So let's start with the revenue metrics. Now, as I mentioned during the introduction part, that the subscription and recurring billing management provides matrices that are extremely helpful for any organization, whether it's the monthly recurring revenue, annual recurring revenue, average revenue per user, customer lifetime value, and the total active users, subscriptions, the customer churn rate, and the subscriber churn rate. Now, I understand this is the most ideal number that would be that every company would be aiming to have a 0% churn, and that's where just looking at the numbers, I can get a lot of insights about how my product or services are performing. Now, again, a quick heads up. This SSRS report is shipped along with our solution, the subscription and recurring billing management. However, you can also have your own Power BI reports that can have, you can leverage the capabilities of the Power BI report, especially the slicing, dicing, if you want the monthly recurring revenue for a particular product or for a particular services and so on. That is definitely possible in case you have the enterprise license for the Power BI as well. So the next one, the heart of the subscription-based business. Now, I personally feel that the products are definitely the heart of the subscription business. You have a certain product, you have a certain services that you want to that you want the other users or the end users to subscribe to. So the product is where we have configured. And for today's demonstration, basically, I'll be talking about extensively about the Kanban board. The Kanban board is one of the solution offerings by Inogic. Gives a beautiful visualization of all the out-of-box entities as well as the custom entities. So let's see what's there in the product. At the prima facie level, looks like a very out-of-box product entity. It has the default unit, the default price list, and so on. However, the magic lies in the subscription management tab. So if I go to the subscription management tab, this is where we can actually define the product as per the SaaS-based requirements. We can start with ease add-on. So yes, our solution also supports the in case if your business has a product and also an add-on product, we can configure it right at the product level. We can also define the charge type, whether it's recurring or one time as per the requirement of the business use cases. Now, for today's demonstration, I'm just keeping it as recurring, and then we have a couple of plans associated. So we have, like I had mentioned, we cover a lot of different options. So let me just open a default plan right here. So let me select the product as Kanban, and imagine the permutation and combinations that we can use. We can have a separate plan as per the currencies. So in case your business caters to a global audience and you want to raise the invoices as per the local currencies, we can create multiple plans as per the currencies. The next one is the billing unit. So we can have the billing unit as day, week, month, or even a year. And then comes the crucial part, which is the pricing model. So I personally feel we have covered all the pricing models, whether it is flat fee per unit, tier, volume, or even the stair step. So using the permutation and combinations of different currencies, billing unit, and pricing model, almost all the business use cases can be easily covered with our solution. So let me go back to my product and let me open one of the plan. So here's my Kanban board year stair step. So as I had mentioned, I have selected the currency as US dollar, the billing unit is year, and the pricing model is stair step. And once I define these plan, this is where I'm defining the plan details. So since it's a stair step model, For up to 50 users, I'll be charging $600 for a year. For 51 to 100 users, I'll be charging $1,200, and we can define as per our business use cases. So once we have the product and the plan in place, now let's start an end-to-end journey. So let's start with an opportunity. So let me just open the opportunity. And here's my opportunity. And hey, by the way, that's the Kanban that I was talking about. A beautiful visualization of all the opportunities. So let me hit on new. And let's say I have a partner, and the name of the partner is Catalyst Technologies. And they are looking out for Kanban board for one of their end users. Let's name them as Technotronics. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to give a name to this opportunity, which is basically Catalyst, Technotronics, and this is for Kanban. And now I come back right here and I'll select my bill to customer and ship to customer. Now, we have introduced this bill to and ship to customer nomenclature so that we can identify the partner and the end user. So in my case, Catalyst is my partner, and hence Catalyst would be my bill to customer. And the moment I select customer as Catalyst Technologies, you may have noticed that automatically a partner margin has been applied. Now, with subscription and recurring billing management, we use the concept of schedules. And one of the schedules is the margin schedule, which looks something like this. So I have defined a couple of margins, which is basically the partner margin and the special margin. We can create as many margin schedules as per our requirement. And further, what I have done is I have associated under the account of Catalyst Technologies, I have associated the partner margin as a default margin schedule. So what happens is every time I select my bill to customer as Catalyst Technologies, the default partner margin would be automatically applied. Interesting, right? So let me just close this ship to customer and let me make this as Technotronics. Now, yes, in case your business doesn't use the reseller or the partner network, or if your business has acquired the customer directly, in that case, the end user would be my bill to customer as well as the ship to customer. Okay, then having said that, let me just go and add some product line items. So I'm just using the default price list, trying to save this, and now I'll be adding a product. Excuse me. Generally, it doesn't take this much time, but I guess today I'm lucky. Oh, finally. So here's my product line items, and now I'll go ahead and add a product. So the moment I add a particular product, it gives me a quick create form. However, one of the most interesting field is this flag, the show subscription fields. Currently it's disabled, right? But the moment I turn this flag on, the fields which are relevant to the subscriptions or SaaS based business would be visible, just like this. So the moment I turn this on, I get the subscriber count, I get the unit, plan, the commitment period, the interval. So the basically the fields which are relevant to the SaaS business model. So let me just hit it as Kanban board. The default unit would be automatically coming up and making this as 50, and I'm selecting a particular plan. So let's say I'm making this plan as a yearly model. Now comes an interesting one, which is basically the commitment period and the interval. So I'll take a couple of use cases here. Let's say my partner Catalyst comes to me and says, hey Ninad, I'm going to give you a commitment of 3 years that I'll be using your solution, but I want the invoices to be raised on a yearly basis. So what I'll do is I'll make the commitment period as 3 and I'll keep the interval as 1. This essentially means that starting today, 3 invoices would be generated every year. So the first invoice will be generated today, the second one would be generated in 2024, and the third invoice would be generated in 2025. That's how easy it is. I'll take it one step further. I'll change the plan and I'll make it as a monthly plan, and say now my catalyst comes to me and says, Ninad, I'll give you a commitment of 1 year, which is basically 12 months, but I want you to generate the invoices on a monthly basis. Fine. So what I'll do is I'll make the commitment as 12, because the billing unit is monthly. 12 month translates to 1 year, and the invoices would be generated every month. Just to add on to this use case, there might be a chance that my partner says, I'm giving you a commitment of 12 months, but I want the invoices to be generated on a quarterly basis. Perfect. Make the interval as 3. So this is how easy it is to configure the commitment period, the interval, as per your business use case. So let me switch back to a yearly plan and make this as 1 year. Perfect. And do I want to give a manual discount? No, as a sales representative, that's something from which I'll run away. So I'll not put up any manual discount. And that's my tax schedule. I'll not touch the complex part of taxation, but our solution does support the taxation as well. So I'm pretty happy with this. Let's me hit on save and close. Excuse me. So as a sales representative, I have just entered a new opportunity. I've added a product line item and I've selected the appropriate values within it, the plan, and everything. So now if you notice, we have started getting the numbers. So if you recollect, for up to 50 users, we were charging $600 for the Kanban board. And a discount of 120 has been given back to the partner. Now, why did we give this discount? That's because it's a partner margin. This business is brought by the partner, and I had assigned the 20% partner margin, and that 20% is reflected right here. Then comes the taxation, and that's my total amount. Works well. Perfect. Great. The next step, let's go to the quotes and generate a new quote. So moment I hit on the new quote, all the values that I have either entered up till this point, or the values that might have been calculated up to this point, will be pre-populated in the quote. Whether it's bill to customer, whether it's ship to customer, what was the product, what was the user, the discount in terms of partner margin, everything would be pre-populated right here on your screen. Now, yes, in the real world, there might be a lot of to and fro about the quote, because the moment I send this quote, the customer might come back and say, hey, I want a discount or an added discount and so on and so forth. Well, we are leveraging the quote entity from the CRM. So that scenario works seamlessly well, even with our solution as well. So for time being, let's say I'm just activating this quote. This is the quote for which I have got an approval from my partner, the Catalyst Technologies. Now, once my quote is activated, here's a magical button, convert to subscription schedule. So what happens is, the moment I hit on this button or I click on this button, this quote would be automatically translated into a subscription schedule, just like this. So again, all the values, whether it's bill to customer, ship to customer, the partner margin, everything would be pre-populated right here in my subscription schedule. Well, it has also given me a start date, which is basically today's date, but it's an editable field. We can definitely change it as per the real world scenario. Now I'll go to this subscription details tab to configure a bit more for the subscription schedule. Now, as we can see, we have got the start date, we have got the end date, we have got bill every, which is 1 year. Now this all things were actually populated from the quote when we were generating the quote. Great. Now let's talk about these simple features. The first one is the duration. Now duration is basically the tenure of the subscription. So either we can have the bill specified number, which is 1 in this case, for 1 year, or if you have a business model which is on the lines of kind of Netflix, where there's no end date. Every year the subscription is getting renewed unless the customer comes back and says, hey, from this year I don't want to renew. So we can easily select the no end date. The next one is the generate when. So when do you want to generate the invoices? Do you want to generate the invoices on the next transaction day? Now, just to give you a gist, here's my next transaction day. So if I want to generate the invoice today, that's how it will be taken care. However, let's say you have a multi-year contract and you want to generate the next invoice 5 days prior to the due date, so we can select the number of days before the next transaction date. So for time being, I'll keep this as current record is empty, and now comes the schedules. So for time being, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to associate certain schedules right here, but please bear with me for the next 5 minutes. I'll go in details of all these schedules. So reminder schedule, I'm just putting it as the invoice reminder. Delay charge schedule, I'm just putting it as late fees. Renewal reminder is basically subscription renewal reminder. So just to give you a heads up, if you want to send the reminders of the invoices, you have to use this. The solution will use the invoice reminder schedule. If you want to apply some late fees, the solution will use the late fees as the delay charge schedule. And if you want to send a reminder once the subscription is going to end, which is somewhere around 13th of June 2023, in that case, we'll be using the rules that have been mentioned in the subscription renewal reminder. Perfect. I'm all set. And let me just hit on save. And now comes a very, very important point of generating the invoices. So the first things first, I can just go here. We have provided you with a button, which is the generate invoice. Now, let me hit on this generate invoice, and a new invoice would be generated right here. So I'm not a mind reader, but I can read a question in your mind. Ninad, do we need to generate the invoices manually? Because that's not going to be a ideal scenario for us. We have probably hundreds and hundreds of invoices. Well, no, you don't have to generate the invoices manually. It's just a provision, but this entire process can be easily automated with our workflow triggers under the automation. So what we need to do is, here's my workflow trigger. And I've already generated a workflow trigger for auto generating the invoices. So what it basically does is, excuse me. So this auto generate invoice would be running every day. Now, why every day? Because that's what I have configured, that it needs to run every day. And it's going to call a workflow, which is auto generate document. Now, this auto generate document workflow is the same workflow that I had called a few moments back as an on-demand workflow when I clicked on the generate invoice button. So what basically does is, every day at so and so time, this workflow is going to go through all the subscription schedules and is going to check for the next transaction date. And if the next transaction date matches with today, it's going to generate the invoice automatically. So that's how easy it is to automate generating the invoices. So let's confirm whether my invoice is ready. So let me just try to refresh this. Oh wow, here's my invoice. Invoice of 522 works seamlessly well. If I just open this invoice, I get all the details about the product, about the bill to, ship to, everything working absolutely well. So what's the next step? Once my invoice is generated, ideally, I should be sending a reminder to my customer that, hey, your invoice is ready. So to do that, I'm again going to call one more on-demand workflow. This goes without saying. Again, this entire process of sending the reminders can also be automated with the help of the workflow triggers. So let me go to the flow, and let me try to run a flow right here. So before I hit on this flow, let me show you an interesting fact. The details section right now is currently entirely blank. And now I'm going to run the generate reminders for the invoices. Now, what happens is once I hit on the generate reminders for the invoices, recollect that I had associated a reminder schedule. Remember invoice reminder? So now our solution will check for this reminder schedule and it will find three rules written or configured right here. So it's basically saying that I have set three rules: send the invoice reminder 1 day before the due date, 1 day after the due date, and on the due date as well. Now, no worries. For example, if the on the due date has been triggered and the invoice becomes paid, then the after due date will never be triggered. We have taken care of that. No worries at all. But what it basically says is on the due date, you have to send the invoice to the account manager. Now, what's an account manager? So with the subscription and recurring billing management, we have also provided something what we call it as the functional, like here. So here's one of the active functional role, the account manager, and these are my functional contacts. So John Austin is acting as the account manager for Catalyst Technologies. Let's keep this back of the mind. And what happens now is if I open the room, basically on the due date, an invoice copy will be sent to the account manager of my bill to customer. So that's what is going to happen. So let's confirm if that has actually happened with the invoice. So let me go to the details and let me try to refresh this. So here's my email record, and if I just open it, you will notice that the email has been sent from the logged in person, which is Sam, that's me in this case, and it has been sent to John Austin, who was nothing but the account manager for Catalyst Technologies. Now, this entire process can also be completely automated. Wow. So we saw about opportunity, quote, subscription schedule, generate an invoice, and once the invoice has been generated, send the reminder to the bill to customer. Now, a couple of use cases that I really want to touch base is the first one is the proration. So here's one of my existing subscription schedule. As you may notice, it has already started on 1st of January 2023 and it is valid till 31st December 2023. Now, on a personal request, I want you to remember these dates because this is going to play a very important role in the proration. The subscription is starting on 1st of January 2023 and it's going to end on 31st December 2023. Perfect. So let me just open this schedule for you. As you can see, we have the bill to customer, ship to customer, the active subscription line, which is basically Kanban board for 50 users, and it also has an invoice that has been generated for $522. Great. So hypothetically, let's say that Catalyst Technology comes back to me today and says, hey, Ninad, you know what? There's an increase in the number and there's an increase in the users. And I want to upgrade from 50 to, let's say, 75. Now, what I'll be doing is I'll just come back to my subscription line. And within my subscription line, I have provided with the revise button. So let's hit on the revise. Let's make the change in the subscriber count from 50 to 75. But now comes a very, very important question. Yes, there is an increase, but how do you want to apply the charges? Now, different businesses can have different rules, and we have tried to cover almost all the rules. Let's say one of the organizations says, we really don't bother when you are coming. The moment there is an increase in the user size, we are going to charge you for the entire billing cycle. So that's where we can select the start from billing, current billing cycle. This essentially means that I'll be charging for the entire period or from 1st January 2023, which is the start date, till 31st December 2023, which is the end date. The second option is billing from the current month. This means I'm going to charge the customer from 1st June 2023, because that's my current month, till 31st December 2023. The next one is immediately prorated. This means I'm going to charge my customer from 14th June, that's today, from 14th June 2023 till 31st December 2023. The next billing month, I think now it might have started making more sense. It will be starting from 1st July 2023 till 31st December 2023. Start on the next billing cycle, wait till 31st December 2023, and when it comes for renewal, start from 1st January 2024. Now, sometimes one of my prospect or the customer comes back to me and says, hey, you know what, Ninad, I don't want any of these. 18th June is my lucky day, and I want the billing to be starting from 18th June, a specific date. By the way, 18th June, my birthday, and that's why it's very lucky. So there's the custom bill date. So the moment I select a custom bill date, I can select an appropriate date, and from that day till the end of the subscription cycle. So in this case, it would be starting from 18th June and it would be applied till 31st December 2023. Great. However, as per most of my expectations and discussions with the prospects and the existing customers, immediately prorated is the most used option. So the moment I make this as immediately prorated, let me just hit on save and let's confirm it. So what will happen right now is once the processing is done, we will find one more invoice which will have the value something like this. So here's my new invoice, which is basically charging the customer from 14th June 2023, which is on proration basis, till 31st December, and with the exact value that it's supposed to generate. So that's how easy it is to work with proration with our solution, the subscription and recurring billing management. Another interesting scenario is about the late fees. So if your business use case has a provision that once the due date of the invoice has passed by, you need to apply a certain charges. So let's see what we have. We have a subscription schedule that has started very recently, the 1st of June 2023, and it also has an invoice for which the due date is 1st June 2023. Perfect. So the due date has gone by and still I haven't received the payment. So what I can do is I can add a certain late fees. To do that, I'll again call one of the on-demand workflow. Again, this entire process can be automated with the help of the workflow triggers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit on generate delayed charge. And what will happen is, remember there was a delayed charge that we had set with the name as late fees, and what it basically does is that it adds one product with the name as delayed charge, and it takes about 5% of the invoice value and it's going to add it in the same invoice. So let me come back to my invoice and let me just refresh this. So here's a new product which is delayed charge, and basically it's going to add 5% of the existing value of the invoice. Easily done with the help of the subscription and recurring billing management. One of the last feature that I want to demonstrate. There are many more features. This is the last feature that I will be touch basing on. It's the trial. So in case you are in a SaaS-based business, you have a product, we generally provide trials. Some companies might give a 1-day trial, some might give 7 days. Inogic prefers to give 15 days trial. Some might give even more, right? So how to keep a track of it? Quite easy. So let's say I'm hitting on a new, let's say my customer is Catalyst Technologies, and the product that they are looking out for is, let's say, Maplytics. The plan, I'll select the appropriate plan. I'll give the subscriber count, and here we can define for how many days you want to give the trial, and let's hit on save. So what happens is, as a sales representative, I can keep a track of all the trials that we have provided, and once the prospect is happy with the customer or with the product, and he says, "Hey, Ninad, you know what? I want to go for a paid subscription." The magical button comes right here: convert to subscription schedule, and the rest of the process would remain the same. We also have now added the extend trial in case if you want to extend it by some few more days, and to honor the request of your prospect, we can also extend the trial. Now, I'm pretty sure by now you must be imagining the subscription and recurring billing management in your organization. So I'm just starting a very quick poll. I'm just curious to know the features that I have demonstrated. Which feature do you think will be most useful in your organization? So I'm just launching this particular poll. Whether it's the SaaS metrics analysis, whether it's proration, whether it's automation of the billing cycles, whether it's reminders and renewal automation, or the tax calculation itself. Oh, proration. Wow, 100% SaaS metrics analysis. True that, true that. So automation of the billing cycles. Wow. So right now the race is in between SaaS metric analysis, proration, automation of billing cycles, reminders. I personally feel that reminders is a fantastic feature that reduces a lot of work. But anyways, the customer is always right. Perfect. So thank you guys. Thank you for taking out the time and casting your vote. So just to give you the winner, the clear winner is automation of billing cycles. Perfect. Now with that being said, let me just switch back to my PPT and let's move ahead. So the subscription and recurring billing management is basically available for Microsoft Dynamics 365 version 9.0 onwards, and the deployment can be done on Dynamics 365 online as well as the on-premises. So before I open the floor for the Q&A session, let me very briefly walk through the most frequently asked questions that I have come across while talking to numerous prospects and customers. Now, do the subscription and recurring billing management app works across devices seamlessly? Whether you're working with a laptop, whether you're working with a desktop, whether you're working with a tablet, whether you're working on a mobile phone, the subscription and recurring billing management app will definitely work. What Microsoft Dynamics products do you support? Just answered a few moments back. Microsoft Dynamics 365 9.0 onwards, and it can be deployed online as well as on premises. Which SaaS metrics reporting is made available? A lot of SaaS metrics, but top of my head, it's the monthly recurring revenue, annual recurring revenue, the customer lifetime value, average revenue per user, the churn rates, and so on. Is there a limit to managing a huge number of subscriptions? Absolutely no. There is no limit in the number of subscriptions that you are about to manage. The fifth one is customers upgrade, downgrade their subscriptions very frequently. Will this adversely affect the billing cycle? No, it won't. In fact, during my demonstration, I just demonstrated how easy it is to upgrade the users, recollect from 50 to 75 and so on. How to get started? Well, it's really easy. You can get started in just 10 minutes, right? So hop onto our website, www.inogic.com, or you can go to Microsoft AppSource, download the subscription and recurring billing management fully functional 15 days trial. Set it up in your sandbox instance and get a complete hands-on on the awesome features provided by the solution. A very slight chance that while configuring, while installing, if you get any kind of issues, if you need any assistance, just drop an email to crm@inogic.com. That's crm@inogic.com, and I'll be very happy to pick it up and assist you further for any issues, challenges that you might be facing. With that being said, the floor is all yours. Do let me know if you have any questions, any queries. Please use the chat window. Okay, so it says, can you show the workflow automation used for sending the reminders? Well, that's pretty much the same way. So I'll just go to the workflow trigger. I'll hit on new. I'll just give a name, auto reminders, temporary name given to it. I want to do it on a daily basis, so I put it as X days, put it as 1, and instead of selecting the invoice, I'll now select the auto generate reminder. Select this particular one, select a particular date and time as per your business use case. Just hit on save and close. You're done. So from now on, apart from generating the invoices, it will also check if the reminders needs to be sent for a particular invoices, and it would be completely automated. Okay, one more question. Sorry, we have existing subscriptions. Just give me 1 second to expand this. Right, so we do have existing subscriptions. Is there a way to import all of them into your module? Yes, we do have that as well. We'll be very happy to share some of the Excel templates for subscription schedule, or and also for the subscription line items. You can very well use it to import it into the subscription and recurring billing management module. In case while importing, if you face any issues, as always, we are there to help you out. Just drop an email to crm@inogic.com. I'll be very happy to share the templates as well as the in case if you face any issues, I'll be very happy to assist you as well. Will we be able to access a recording of this session? Yes, definitely. Our team will share the recording of this particular session with you via email very shortly. So look out for the email. You will be receiving the email with the link of this particular recording very soon. Great. So I think in case if you have any more questions or queries, please feel free to send an email back to crm@inogic.com, and I'll be happy to pick it up. If required, I'll be extremely glad to give you a one-on-one demonstration of the subscription and recurring billing management as per your business use case. Any day, anytime, just drop an email. With that being said, I really want to say from the bottom of my heart a very big thank you for attending this webinar. I hope that you liked the subscription and recurring billing management solution and my presentation as well. Most of you might be aware we come up with a lot of webinars on different solutions and different use cases. So please look out for our next webinar. We seriously hope to attend. We seriously hope and pray that you are a part of the next session as well. Till then, thank you and have a great day ahead. Bye bye.